Hey guys, so I wanted to come today and just talk a little bit or a lot about the most draining type of relationship I feel like any person could ever go through. And this can be whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's a relationship at work, or maybe it's like your family, just any type of personal relationship that you have with other people. I guess I could say personally feel like, but just based off experience, when you are dealing with a person that has narcissistic personality disorder, a narcissist, to me, those are the worst type of people, the most draining type of relationships that you could ever come across. There's one thing to be, and I don't believe in any type of abuse is not okay. Like a physical abuse, verbal abuse, no type of abuse is okay. But then sometimes we do forget about mental abuse as well. And then the difference between, let's say, mental abuse and verbal abuse or physical abuse, it's like with physical abuse or even verbal, you can hear it and you can see it. It's visible. It's almost tangible. It's, people can see that it exists. They can hear it. They can hear the name calling and the downplay of emotions, and they can hear that. Or if you come to work with a black eye or a broken arm or something, people can see that. When you're dealing with mental abuse, which is the abuse that's given to you by a narcissist, oftentimes no one notices it. And even yourself, going through that relationship or going through that whole process of dealing with someone that has that type of personality disorder, you don't even recognize that you're being manipulated, that you're being mentally abused, that person is literally playing mind games until years later, sometimes it's decades later. But once you recognize that that's what's happening, it's almost like your body is at a point, or your mind is at a point where you're just so exhausted and you're so drained and you're just so tired and you're just overwhelmed. And I feel like some of the things that you experience, 3 of the things you experience for sure is a headache, stress, and anxiety. Those 3 things you will deal with when dealing with a narcissist. And just by doing kind of research and kind of background, just kind of doing my research on what a narcissist is and kind of what does their personality look like, I've come to realize that dealing with a narcissist, one of the things you have to understand is that as an individual, as a non-professional, you cannot change them, right? They are who they are. They will be what they present themselves as. Nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to get better. Nothing is going to improve. Some of the characteristics that I've noticed from dealing with narcissists are that they're good with words. They're very clever on the words that they use. They're very clever and strategic on the things that they say. Typically, they talk a lot. They have a lot to say, and they use a lot of words, and they're not really saying much. And when you really, really dig deep, some of the things that you see as well is that they have very, very low self-esteem. They have low self-esteem. They can be jealous. And those are just some of the few things. But because of all of those traits, once you're embedded into a relationship with the narcissist, like I said, it could be your boss, it can be your coworker, it could be your mom, your spouse, it could be anyone. Typically, though, I guess more oftentimes than not, you see those in physical relationships, intimate relationships with people. So if you are in that situation, if you are dealing with a narcissist, I'll talk more about it in later videos. But if you feel mentally exhausted, if you feel mentally drained, 9 times out of 10, you are dealing with a narcissist.